لما روى ابن عباس رضي الله عنه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يسلم على الناس حتى يرى زياد خده الأيمن عن يساره حتى يرى. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulihil Kareem. So we discussed so far, Alhamdulillah, with the grace of Allah Ta'ala, we discussed the tashahud, we gave you the hukum, it is wajib. To sit in that position of tashahud, that is farz, because إِذَا قُلْتَ هَذَا أَوْ فَعَلْتَ هَذَا, if you say this or you recite this, then فَقَدْ تَمَّتْ صَلَاتُ. So there's no way that you can recite that tashahud without sitting. So it means sitting shows is farz. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we tell you the qa'ada akhira, the last qa'ada, that is farz, right? Then we tell you that the durood is sunnat, and then after the durood, the dua also, we gave you some guidelines. You make dua with that which is resembles the Quran and the Hadith. You make dua from that, right? Now the next thing here is now to make salam, and it is to come out of salah. So you say ثُمَّ يُسَلِّمُ أَيَّمِينِهِ. Then a person will make salam to his right. That's the correct place, ne? فَيَقُولُ, and he will say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah and make salam to the right. Wa yasarihi mithlu dhalika, and then to the left you do the same thing. You say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And what is the proof for this? Lima ruwiya, lima rawa ibn Mas'ud. You got like that, ne? Because lima rawa ibn Mas'ud, because of what Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu ta'ala anhu narrated. Ibn Mas'ud said that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, right? Right, lima rawa ibn Mas'ud, Ibn Mas'ud said that anna nabiyya sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam kana yusallimu ayyaminihi, he makes to make salam to his right, hatta yura bayadu khaddihi al-ayman, until the whiteness of his right cheek would be seen. In other words, he turned his head so much, right, that the person reading salah behind could see the whiteness of his cheek, right? Right, حتى يرى بياض خد الأيمن ويساره, and he made salah to the left, حتى يرى, and you could be seen بياض خده الأيسر, then you could see the whiteness of the left cheek, right? Carry on reading from there. The change the page, right? Carry on reading. Right, so ونوى بالتسليم الأولى على يمينه من الرجال والنساء والحفظة وكذلك في الثانية. So when he makes salam to the right, you must make intention that he's making salam, he's greeting, right? وَنَوَى بِالتَّسْلِيمِ, he will intend with his taslim, the first taslim, man ala yamini, who is on his right side, mina rijali, the men, like all the congregants, right? Here is speaking primarily about the imam, right? The congregants that's on the right side, we'll discuss this now. It will come also in the sabak if you're reading alone, like a lady that's reading a salat alone at home, or you're reading your sunnats, or a man jamaat and he's reading all right. So ونوى بتسليم الأولى على من على يمينه, who is on his right, من الرجال, from the men, والنساء, and the women, والحفظة, حفظة is also if the plural, كفر, فجر, رفق, those ones, and he refers to the angels. وكذلك في الثانية, and like that also when you make salam to your left, you will also make intention for the men that are behind you on the left, and the angels, the congregants, and if there is any type of if there's women there, we're going to discuss now, inshallah, the law of women that will come there. Why? لأن الأعمال بالنيات, because a'mal, your actions is according to your niyat. So the more people you include in your niyat that you're making salam to them, inshallah, more reward you get. So you make intention that you are making salam to the angels, the congregants on the right hand side. When you're making to the right hand side, the male, the female, etc. And when you're making to the left hand side, then you make intention that you make it. When you return to the left hand side, then you make intention that the congregants on the left hand side and the angels on the left hand side, etc. Right? Carry on. Yeah. So, okay, what is saying in the next Ibarat that we know when you study the hadith, etc., you know in the early stages of Islam that the women were allowed to come to the masjid, right? They were allowed to come to the masjid to perform the salah because obviously nothing is equitable to performing salah behind Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But then when there was a degeneration in the morals of the people, you had the the fusaq, the fujjar, you interfere with the woman, etc., etc. Then our latter day ulama, our latter day juriscons, right? Our latter day jurists, they decide now, because of a degeneration in the morals of people, it is better that the women do not go to the masjid. That's a total separate subject, right? I'm just giving briefly. There's been books and books written upon that you can look at another time, inshallah. But just for the moment, I'm just explaining you the reason why in the initial stages of Islam, the women were allowed to go to the masjid. I gave you brief reasoning. And then in the latter stages, why the ulama said it's better not for to go to them. In fact, they never says not better, it says it's forbidden for to go for them because of the degeneration, the morals. So the woman is not supposed to there. There are hadith also they say that the best salah for a woman is in a house, and not only the house, in the innermost chamber of a house, etc., etc. So the woman is not supposed to be there in the masjid. That's why the imam will not make intention because she's not going to be there. So wala yanwin nisaa fi zamanina. So obviously, I tell you, the latter day fuqaha said the woman shouldn't be there. So the imam will not make intention for the woman when he's making salam. Wala malla shirkata lahu fi salatihi. And also that person who's maybe there but is not part of the salah. Like maybe there's somebody sitting there. Maybe you read a two rakat salat here now, right? You read two rakat. There's some people sitting here. So you don't make intention for them. So your intention is for the angels, and primarily for the angels, and your intention are for those that are a partner to you in the salah. Are you with me? Is that clear? Okay, carry on further. Yeah. So لأن الخطاب حظ الحاضرين. Because when you make assalamu alaikum, that address, right? لأن الخطاب حظ الحاضرين. It's a portion for those who are present. لأن الخطاب حظ الحاضرين. So like for example, same thing. If you walked into here now, into this room here, you say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who are you making salam to? You are making salam to the people that are there, making salam to the people that are present. So same thing, when you're making the salam, you intend those people that are part of the salah, and if they are part of salah, they are considered to be present there, right? Carry on. Right. وَلَا بُدَّ لِلْمُقْتَدِي مِنْ نِيَّةِ إِمَامِهِ. So this was what we're saying so far. This was the imam, right? But if you are a muqtadi, right, you reading behind the imam. So this would apply to whether you are male, female. Even if you are female, maybe you're making jamaat with your husband at home, you're making jamaat with your grandson, you're making jamaat with your son. They missed the salat in the masjid. It's better for them to, if somebody went to, it comes in the hadith also, if somebody went to the masjid and you see the jamaat is over, and then there's no one to make with jamaat there, it's better for such a person to go to the house and make jamaat with his wife, with his family, right? So somebody, like for example, you're on safar, or maybe you're in some way or whatever, and you missed jamaat, then you are reading alone by the house, then the women folk, they should encourage their husbands also that, okay, don't read salah alone. Let's make jamaat, inshallah. Let's make jamaat, inshallah. Although you must the great virtue of reading in a masjid, and you must the great fortune of reading with the rest of the qawm, but at least make jamaat with me, your mother, your granny, your wife, your sister, whatever. So at least you get the reward of Jamaat. So whether there's a male or whether it's a female or whatever, doesn't matter. ولا بد للمقتدي من نية إمامه. So the muqtadi or the muqtadiyah, that when they make salam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa right, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, they will make intention for obviously when you're making salam to the right, you'll make intention for those who are on the right, and also you'll make intention with the imam, especially if the imam is on your right hand side. See there. فإن كان الإمام من الجانب الأيمن أو الأيسر نواه فيهم. So if the imam was on the right hand side, right, awil aysari, or the left hand side, nawahu fihim, you will make intention for him amongst them. So in other words, if the imam is on the right hand side of the muqtadiya, then when he makes salam to the right, you make salam, you make intention for that one. And when the imam is on the left hand side, then when you're making salam to the left, you intend that. So this I told you will be male or female. There's no distinction. There's no difference. You will make a depends where you are sitting. So if it's like in a masjid, then obviously your imam on your right hand side. And then obviously, as mentioned earlier, that if you don't make this intention, it doesn't mean your salah is not done or your salam is not done. But if you don't have this intention, you won't be getting the reward. So we must remember this, inshallah, something we are negligent of. That make that intention that making salam to everybody on the right, making salam to everybody on the left, etc., etc., then inshallah you will get the reward for that, inshallah. Right, carry on. Right. وَإِنْ كَانَ بِحِذَائِهِ. So if the imam is directly in front of him, you got the good fortune of being right behind the imam, right? Like you're standing in the Muazzin's place normally. Although that place, nowadays we think that the place behind the Imam is reserved for the Muazzin, but it's not reserved for the Muazzin. Whoever comes first, they can take that place. Whoever comes first. If somebody comes before the Muazzin and he stands behind the Imam, because that is the most virtuous place for the Muqtadi. The Muazzin can't dislodge him. Wherever the Muazzin is, he must stand, right? So if it happens is such that you are standing right behind the Imam, or maybe you're the Muazzin, وإن كان بحذائه نواه في الأولى عند أبي يوسف ترجيحا لجانب الأيمن. Then when you're making salam to the right, that's when you will intend the imam, right? In the Abi Yusuf, according to Abu Yusuf, ترجيحا للجانب الأيمن, giving preference to the right side. Why? Because the right كان يحب التيامن في أموره كله. That Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to love the right in all his matters. So here the imam is on the right, so you make intention when you are making salam to the right. Carry on. Yeah. So وَإِنَّ مُحَمَّدٍ رَحِمَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى, according to Hazrat Imam Muhammad رحمه الله تعالى, and وَهُوَ رِوَايَةٌ عن أبي حنيفة, there's also one riwayat from Imam Abu Hanifa, نَوَاهُ فِيهِمَا, that if you are directly behind the Imam, you will intend the Imam when you're making salam to the right, you will intend the Imam, and when you're turning to the left, you will intend the Imam, right? Why? لأنه حظي من الجانبين, for the Imam is a share from both sides. You behind him, so in certain ways, certain aspects, he's on your right hand side, and in certain respects, he's on your left hand side. So you can make intention for him for both sides, right? Yeah. So I was right. Yeah. So like I was telling you, that if you as a man, you miss your Jamaat, you're reading Salat alone, or maybe even you're reading your Sunnats, and then the women folk at home generally, they read their Salah alone, so that they will come under the same hukum. So you can say, wal munfaridu or al munfaridatu. Right? Wal munfaridu wal munfaridatu yanwil hafadata. He or she will intend when you're making salam, making salam to the angels, the hafadha, the protectors, la ghayruh, not anybody else. Why? لأنه ليس معه سواهم, because there's nobody besides those angels there, you are alone, so you only make intention for them, right? Carry on. Right. والإمام ينوي بالتسليمتين والصحيح. The Imam will intend with both taslims. As when you're turning to the right and you're making salam, you intend the people there, and when you're turning to the left, you'll intend on the right, you'll intend the people that are there, you intend the angels are there, and when you're making salam to your left, you'll intend the people on your left, and you intend the angels on your left, right? ولا يرمي بالملائكة عددا محصورا لأن الأخبار في عددهم قد اختلف. Okay, let me explain the next ibarat. You see, it's Yari saying is, in this ibarat, when you intend that you're making salam to the angels, don't think that I'm only making to kiram and katibin, or one angel or two angels. Just make intention that whatever angels are here, I'm making intention of them. And they explain the same thing, like, we don't know the exact amount of anbiya there are, but we believe in all of them. We say, whatever anbiya came to this dunya, we believe in all of them. Whatever Anbiya came to the dunya, we believe in all of them. So that's like say, it's like you can say it's the Iman Mujmal. So that we don't, so whether we heard about the Nabi, a particular Nabi, or we never hear about a particular Nabi, we still believe in him. You understand what I'm saying? So same thing here, we do the same thing. That we don't know the exact amount of angels that are on our right side. We don't know the exact amount of angels that are on the left side. But we bring iman, so we make salam to all of them. So that's what he's saying. وَلَا يَنْوِي فِي الْمَلَائِكَةِ عَدَدًا مَحْصُورًا. And he will not intend with regards to the malaika عَدَدًا مَحْصُورًا, a specific number. Why? لأن الأخبار في عددهم قد اختلف. Because the akhbar here refer to the information that we got from the hadith في عدد with regards to the exact number. قد اختلف, it is differing. Some say that there are so many angels, there's some behind you, there's some in front of you, there's some on your right, there's some on your left. Right? Now the next part is just here. فَأَشْبَهَ الْإِيمَانَ بِالْأَنْبِيَاءِ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّلَامُ. So this resembles Iman in the Anbiya, like how you believe in the Anbiya. Like I told you, we don't know exactly how many Anbiya there are, but we believe in them. So we say, whatever Anbiya, whatever Nabi from amongst the Anbiya came to the dunya, we don't know the exact number, but we believe in all of them. Same thing here, exactly the same. We say we don't know exactly how many angels on the right, how many angels on the left, etc., but we believe in all of them. So that's what it means. فَأَشْبَهَ الْإِيمَانَ بِالْأَنْبِيَاءِ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّلَامُ. Right? Carry on. Right. So remember, we told you that the Nabi said, إِذَا فَعَلْتَ هَذَا أَوْ قُلْتَ هَذَا فَقَدْ تَمَّتْ صَلَاتُ. When you do this or you say this, then your salat is complete, right? So now, what we're saying is that the actual salam is not farz. It is wajib. The last farz, listen nicely now, no? The last farz in your salah is sitting in the position of what? Of the shahud. That's the last. To make salam is wajib. And this is similar to the reason which we gave you earlier. We told you that you need an emphatic clear ayah from the Quran to establish something to be farz. You cannot establish a wujub. You cannot establish something to be farz from a khabr wahid. So the hadith that says that you have to make salam, it is a khabr wahid. So we did discuss this before. Khabr wahid means it's few hadith, not many hadith, right? Mutawatir means many hadith, so many hadith that it's not conceivable to believe that all of those people, they conspired to lie. So the broad principle in the Hanafi madhab, for those who missed this last time, is this, that you can only establish a faraz through the Quran or mutawatir hadith. Are you with me? So the hadith that speaks about and says that you have to make salam, they are not mutawatir. They are khabr wahid. And you cannot establish a farz through a khabr wahid. Are you with me? So that hadith which Imam Shafi rahimahullah ta'ala says that to start the salat, tahrimuha at-takbir wa tahliluha as-salam, that is a khabr wahid. So we cannot establish from that khabr wahid, we cannot establish farziyat of a salam. So I hope that's clear. So technically speaking, we say salam is wajib. So by implication, it would mean if somebody read his salah, right, and he sat in the position of the shahud. Remember, we said the shahud, the recitation of the shahud is not faraz, it is wajib, right? He just sat for the duration of the shahud in the position of the shahud, and he never recited the shahud, and he never recited the salam, and then he stood up and went away. What will the implication of such a salah be? The implication of such a salah would be is that he left out a wajib intentionally. So technically speaking, it will be written there in your book that this man, Luqman Laha, he fulfilled the farzit of the salah, but he left out the wajib, so the salah has been done in a deficient manner. Right? That's the first thing. So if you don't, then the second thing is, if you left it out unintentionally, you can make sajda sahu and the sajda sahu will compensate. Are you with me? Then the third thing is just, if you never make sajda, if you left it out intentionally, then you only have one recourse. That is to repeat it in the time, right? This is all what we discussed before, the implications of leaving out a wajib. We discussed it, I'm just repeating it again. So if you if you stood up after making that tashahud, you just stood up and you went away. You never recited tashahud, you left out the wajib of salam. But technically speaking, we say your salah, the farziyat of salah is done. So it will be written in your good deeds that you have discharged the salah, albeit be in a very deficient manner. So that is exactly what we're going to discuss in the next ibad. Read there now, inshallah. So ثم إصابة لفظة السلام واجبة عندنا. So according to us to recite the salam, the actual salam, to say assalamu alaikum, etc., it is wajib. It is not farz. And I gave you the reason in detail now. I told you that it is not proven from a mutawatir. It is only proven from what? It's from the wahid, right? Yeah. So khilafan li-Shafi'i, this is contrary to what Imam Shafi said. What Imam Shafi said, وَيَتَمَسَّقُ بِقَوْلِهِ عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامِ, he takes his proof from the statement of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which says تَحْرِيمُهَا التَّكْبِيرِ, that to start a salah, to make everything else haram, talking, eating, it is takbir. وَتَحْلِيلُهَا التَّسْلِيم, and to come out is of salah to become halal again, so you can eat, drink, copulate, whatever. وَتَحْلِيلُ, it is taslim, right? So that was his proof to say that it is faraz, and we gave you our reasoning. We told you, nope, this is a khabr wahid, and you cannot establish faraziyat with a khabr wahid. Carry on. Right. وَلَنَا مَا رَوَيْنَا مِنْ حَدِيثِ ابن مسعود. We got the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud where he said, إِذَا قُلْتَ هَذَا أَوْ فَعَلْتَ هَذَا فَقَدْ تَمَّتْ صَلَاكُمْ. If you said for the duration of the shahud, or if you recited the shahud, then your salat is complete, the farziyat is done. So that hadith is quite emphatic. That so it shows that salam can't be farz. So we make intibaq, we correlate between the two hadiths. This one, إذا قلت هذا أو فعلت هذا, suggests you don't have to make salam at all. And the one that says تحريم والسلام وتحليل تحريم والتكبير وتحليل السلام is suggesting you have to make the salam. So simple. We say that hadith says إذا قلت هذا أو فعلت هذا, that refers to what? It refers to the farziyat. And this hadith it says تحريم والتكبير وتحليل السلام, this refers to what? It refers to the wujub of the salah. So we're giving each one an appropriate meaning. We're not disregarding any of the hadith, right? So they say, وَلَنَا مَا رَوَيْنَا مِنَ حَدِيثِ ibn Mas'ud. For us, what is been narrated from Ibn Mas'ud, which he said, وَالتَّخْيِيرُ يُنَافِي الْفَرْزِيَّةَ وَالْوُجُوبِ. When the hadith of Ibn Mas'ud, we said, إِذَا قُلْتَ هَذَا أَوْ أَفَلْتَ هَذَا فَقَدْ تَمَّتْ صَلَاتُكَ, right? You have a choice, and choice you can't say do this or don't do it, and also say, hey, but why you never do it, right? The fact you said you have a choice of doing this or this shows you that this is what is compulsory. إلا أن أثبتنا الوجوب بما روى احتياطا, but we don't totally disregard the hadith that Imam Shafi has narrated. We still give it due importance, and we say that this hadith is speaking about the wujubiyat, not speaking about the faraziyat, right? And then I told you, like I told you earlier, that you not use a khabar wahid to establish farziyat. You only use mutawatir. We explain this in detail. If anybody so wants more explanation, they can tell us. So مثله لا يثبت الفرضية, with a likeness of this, like khabar wahid, لا يثبت الفرضية. Farz is not established. Wallahu alam, and Allah Ta'ala knows best. That brings us to the end of that chapter. Now, alhamdulillah, we've come to the end of the chapter of the Sifat of Salah, from the beginning of the Salah till the end of the Salah. The next few abwab will discuss certain aspects that we've already discussed, but in a bit more detail, inshallah. Allah Ta'ala accept what we've done so far. Allah Ta'ala accept it. Allah Ta'ala give us ikhlas, and Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq to practice, and Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq to convey it. Allah Ta'ala show it us on our mizan on the day of Qiyamah, and Allah Ta'ala make it a means of our shifa. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك ونتوب إليك. ما شاء الله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم.